Okay, at this time, I'll call this meeting to order. The Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders special meeting, July 9th, 2020. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Certainly, Chairman. Freeholder Garrettson.
Here.
Freeholder Granados.
Here.
Freeholder Hudak.
Here.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Here.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad.
Here.
Freeholder Staten.
Here.
Freeholder Williams.
Here.
Vice Chairman Estrada.
Present.
And Chairman Mirabella. Chairman, you have 9 freeholders present.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Please lead us in the prayer and the salute to the flag.
Humbly ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, freeholders, we will start our cameras, and I will ask the clerk of the board to please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
Certainly, Chairman. For this special meeting, the chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey statutes annotated, Title 10, Section 4, Chapter 10:4-10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union has been given by providing 48-hour notice to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union, designated such notice, and by posting the said notice of at least 48 hours prior to this meeting here in the Administration Building, and further by filing the notice at least 48 hours in advance of this meeting with the Office of the County Clerk.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Good evening and welcome to this special meeting of the Freeholder Board. We've called this special meeting in order to address matters of immediate concern. Our next regularly scheduled meeting will be held in 2 weeks from tonight on July 23rd. Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to go and check out the Union County website, ucnj.org. There will be special updates and links regarding out-of-state travel during this COVID-19 break and information on the free testing of COVID-19 at the Kane University Testing Center. The COVID crisis is far from over. Please continue to wear a mask, socially distance, and stay safe. Turning now to the business of tonight, I'd like to provide a brief overview of the matters that will be under consideration. To start with, we will have the first reading of an ordinance that will amend selected park fees for our facilities in the Union County Department of Parks and Recreation for 2020. These fees would amend the rates of golf carts at our 2 golf courses. The public hearing and final vote of this ordinance will be held at a regularly scheduled meeting on July 23rd, freeholder meeting. We will then move to a resolution establishing the Union County COVID-19 relief grant program for small businesses that have been so impacted during this outbreak. The grant program will make available a total of $2 million of federal CARES relief funds. CARES stands for Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security. Out of this program and out of this funding, the program will allow grants for up to $20,000 for eligible small businesses. The grants will cover 3 months of rent, property mortgage, utilities, and insurance expenses. To be eligible, businesses must be located within the boundaries of Union County and have 25 or fewer employees. Please know that this is the initial phase of this program, and I expect to announce additional help for our small businesses soon. Union County small businesses are the lifeblood of our community and our downtowns. These businesses, which contribute so much to our quality of life, have been devastated by COVID-19 emergency, and they need our assistance. And I'm proud of this board for entertaining the idea that we'll talk about in a little bit. It's a matter of economic survival, and it's also a manner of recovery and healing for the whole community. As I mentioned earlier, we have one ordinance for introduction, and the clerk of the board, please read that ordinance by title.
Certainly, Chairman. Ordinance number 816-2020, an ordinance to amend the laws of Union County, administrative code and policies and general legislation by amending Part 1, the Union County Administrative Code, Article 4, Fees for Recreation Facilities, Section 107-6, Park Fees for the year 2020.
All right, thank you. I'm going to ask Freeholder Williams to move ordinance number 816-2020 for first reading.
Thank you, Chairman. I would like to move ordinance number 816-2020 for first reading and authorize the clerk of the board to advertise same in accordance with the law. The public hearing and final reading will be scheduled to be held on July 23rd, 2020. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Kowalski. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Certainly, Chairman. Freeholder Garrettson?
Yes.
Freeholder Granados?
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak?
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski?
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad?
Aye.
Freeholder Staton?
Yes.
Freeholder Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Estrada?
Yes.
And Chairman Mirabella?
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative on ordinance number 816-2020.
Okay, very good. I have a motion now to suspend the rules to allow for the joining of both the public comment on resolutions being offered for adoption and the public comment for any governmental matter issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of this county into one public comment session. May I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by Freeholder Hudak. May I have a second?
Second.
A second by Freeholder Staton. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson?
Yes.
Freeholder Granados?
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak?
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski? Kowalski?
She was muted.
Sorry, forgot to unmute. Yes.
No problem. Freeholder Palmieri Muedad?
Aye.
Freeholder Staton?
Yes.
Freeholder Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Estrada?
Yes to amend the rules.
And Chairman Mirabella?
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative to suspend the rules.
Okay, the meeting is now open for the purpose of commenting on the resolution being offered for adoption and any or governmental issue that the public, member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the county. Mr. Clerk or Mr. Charkowski, is there anybody in the queue that would like to speak? And if so, we'll open up to a 5-minute public comment where they can give their comments and adhere to the 5-minute time limit.
Chairman, as of now, there is no one signed in from the public as an attendee to this meeting. I did receive a notification of 2 individuals that did register to the link for today's meeting. However, those individuals, as I said, have not signed into the Zoom meeting today, nor had they sent me any emails with comments or questions to be entered into the record.
Okay, so then, as we always do, we offer the public the opportunity to send in comments, and we didn't receive any of those at this time.
That is true. That is accurate.
All right, so noting that there's no comments and nobody in the queue for a conversation, I'll formally close that portion of the meeting and see if my colleagues have any questions moving forward before we go into any kind of discussion on 2020-491. Are there any comments or questions? Maybe the county manager can give some thoughts or comments before we open it up to the Freeholder Board.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to thank you and the board for pulling together this special meeting because this is a timely issue. As you said earlier, This will appropriate $2 million of the CARES money for a small business grant program for businesses located in Union County. Eligible businesses will have 25 or less employees be inside the county, and they'll be eligible for a $20,000, up to $20,000. And this grant money could go for things like mortgage or lease payments, utilities, PSE&G, gas, electric, things like that, or any type of property insurance that you may have to carry on your building to be open. We look forward to getting the application process going once the board decides to approve this. But again, I want to thank everybody because there's a lot of hurting businesses out there, so time is of the essence. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, thank you, County Manager. Does anybody have any questions for the County Manager, the Deputy County Manager, or the Finance Director as far as this program is concerned? Yeah, Freeholder Bouded.
Thank you, Chair. Just curious on the timeline, if this is something that we vote on, yes, tonight, what is the timeline to get the applications out to the businesses and then the turnaround to get the businesses their funding?
The application, the notice will be posted on our website, and we're going to try to email businesses in the area. My son is now joining the Zoom meeting. Hello, Tommy. Sorry. The website is currently being built where everybody will be able to apply online and upload the relevant documents. We hope to go live toward the middle of next week, and then we will expedite the review process of the application and start getting checks out.
Okay, very good. I see Freeholder Granados is next.
Thank you, Chairman. County Manager and Assistant County Manager, can you guys both give us some more elaboration? I know you just mentioned to Freeholder Bouded in reference to getting the word out. I know you guys already have a list created. I know Deputy County Managers work through the economic development, but what are additional ways you plan on getting the word out to our local businesses? Because this is definitely a great program that benefits a lot of people.
I'm going to defer to some of that for the Deputy County Manager. I know with the small business, they have some lists of people, so there'll be emails, press releases, and things like that. We're going to work with the chambers of commerce, of each town and in the county. But Amy, if you want to talk a little bit about, some of the ways Dina and crew get that out.
Sure. So as you all know, we have the Union County Means Business initiative that was started by Chairman Mirabella 7 years ago. We have a database of 5,000 businesses that have interacted with Union County Means Business in some manner or fashion. So we would initially target that group. We've also been in conversation with Seb about getting press releases out. The Union County Means Business umbrella really encompasses representatives from just about every chamber of commerce. So it's a nice catch-all because we'll be able to engage those partners as well as this database of businesses that we already deal with.
Thank you, Deputy County Manager. I just know a lot of businesses have been affected by the COVID, and this is definitely a great initiative, great program, Chairman, County Manager, and Deputy County Manager, and putting this together for our local businesses in Union County.
Good. Thank you, Freeholder. Vice Chairman.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this. I am sure that all of these businesses are registered, and basically, I think through the state we may be able to determine as to how many actual businesses have 25 employees or less in our county. Because I understand, yes, we have a pool of businesses that we have worked with over the years, but I think, again, this goes back to a larger audience that we also need to ensure that they at least get notified and see how they can play a role on that. That's it.
Yep. Thank you, Vice Chairman. Freeholder Williams.
Thank you, Chairman. My question really had to do with ensuring, as the other freeholders have mentioned, ensuring word gets out widely and ensuring fairness so that businesses, let's say if they're not in the registry, ensure that they too will have an opportunity. I know this is a limited pool of money, and if 5,000 businesses not apply, but many will apply. So I just want to make sure that our process is open and fair for all businesses. And I believe that Amy mentioned that this is the first. There's a possibility there may be more things coming through at another time, if she could elaborate.
I could comment on that, Freeholder. I guess I'll start with your first point. That's one of the reasons we're not starting the website immediately, so we have some time to get the word out, so everybody will have an even footing to start the process. So we'll have about a week lead time to try to notify people as much as possible. And with the chairman's direction, we were talking. I don't know if chairman wants to talk about his thoughts on phase 2, but right now we're looking at trying to balance how much CARES money we have, some of our expenses, and what the needs are. The applications, how much we're going to, how much how much volume of applicants we're going to get in the initial stage to weigh what the need is and see where things go. I know the chair has some ideas for phase 2 and beyond about targeting some special groups to make sure they have a shot at this money. Chair, if you want to elaborate, would you like me to?
Yeah, no, I can do that, Ed. So we wanted to see what the flow of applicants would come. I think we all feel there's a need and it will be snapped up pretty quickly. We need to balance that with the community's needs too. I mean, that was kind of the first initiative, and the direction we gave was our townships and our municipalities, give them the opportunity to send in their reimbursable dollars to make sure that we're taking care of our municipalities. Then we kind of quickly noticed that there was a lot of additional funds, and where would be the biggest area to target that, and was small businesses. So we wanted to do this right away, and thus this special meeting. I expect by the time we get to our next regular meeting in 2 weeks, we'll be talking with all of you and the public about 4 different targeted areas: minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, LGBTQ-owned businesses, and veteran businesses. And there's additional dollars to try to balance how best we can get those to the areas that need it the most. That is the next phase that you will hear about. I'm glad we're talking about it tonight, because I don't want anybody to feel they don't have all that information. And that is what I expect will be our next offering of these dollars.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, County Manager.
Okay, terrific. I see Freeholder Hudak has his hands up.
I do. Thanks, Chairman. County Manager, just do me a favor. Could you go over the types of expenses again that are permissible under this grant? I just wanted to make sure
Sure. Lease or mortgage payments, because some businesses rent and some businesses may own the building. So we want to make sure everybody is included. Utility payments such as gas, electric, water, sewer, phone, internet, things such as that, or business insurance relating to the business, liability or property, things like that. It can't be used for any type of revenue shortfall. It has to be used for operating the business.
Is it permissible for any of these businesses who had to, who encumbered additional costs to try to comply with executive orders? Immediate idea comes to mind are the restaurants that have had to purchase canopies and all-weather furniture so they could do outdoor dining and things of that nature. Is that permissible under this grant?
Reading it through, I don't know if council has it in front of them, but I do not believe that is in the.
Excuse me, Ed, it's not currently in the application. How it's put, exactly what Ed articulated to you is exactly what's
the limitation. Okay.
Yes.
No, and that's fine. And that's fine. I'm thinking, we do have a number of businesses in the county, and this isn't necessarily a criticism. I think this is a great program, and I look forward to the further iterations of it. Just like
we're trying to make it as encompassing as possible.
Yeah.
Some businesses have those expenses, some don't.
Yeah.
We're trying to make it that things that everybody has, so there's no another.
No, I can appreciate that. I know for some businesses, because of the various executive orders that have been put in place, certain businesses have additional restrictions, additional costs. I'm not belaboring the issue with the restaurants that had the green light and then the yellow light and red light got thrown up, but there was a cost there. I know that's an issue for that particular industry. I know, you know, a lot of, you know, small businesses, you know, cosmetic, you know, hair, nail salons and things like that, you know, had to buy additional safeguards to make sure people could utilize those facilities in a safe manner. So this isn't a criticism. I just wanted to understand the scope, and maybe that might be also something we consider down the line of, you know, maybe some of these, you know, as it becomes a little clearer, you know, what businesses are going to need when it gets cooler, because obviously that's what we're looking at now. We're looking at what happens come October, November, when outdoor dining's not an option anymore. And maybe some of these businesses, you know, will need to do additional things so that they can keep the lights on. There's an opportunity to do other iterations that are maybe business special. Just a thought, but I like this program. I think it's good, and I think it's a great initiative, Chairman, and the county manager and deputy county manager. Great job with it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Garrettson.
Thank you, Chairman. I wanted to piggyback on what you actually brought up, the special groups. And I think that is lovely that you've expanded it just to think about minority women, but also some of our other communities that we are very fond of in Union County, so LGBT, et cetera. I think you said one more, veterans, yes. So the 4 groups, I think that is very progressive, and I thank you for that. I wanted to also have someone to speak to. I know some counties have partnerships with EDA, but I like the fact that because we're doing it within our own county, we're able to really tailor it to our needs. Can someone just speak to that a little bit? Because I think that what you brought up, that the second iteration may really speak to our population specifically, but I think it would be great just to share how we are able to tailor this to our own population.
I can talk about why we went with EDA, why we did not go with EDA. I mean, EDA is a great program. We just felt that it gave us more control over the money, and also the federal government is able to audit any of our funds, and we will be held liable for anything that is not appropriate use. So there was concern from council about giving the money to another group to manage for us. It felt it was in the county and the taxpayers' best interest. We kept the money in-house to oversee the program.
Ed, can I also add that doing it on our own, we were able to, if we went with the EDA, we had to do exactly what they prescribed. We couldn't change anything. Their limit was $10,000. Our thought was that really wasn't quite enough in most cases to be able to really be a significant assistance to a business that's struggling. They also had identified opportunity zones and required 25% of the funds to go to opportunity zones. We felt like that was too restrictive. So this way, if at some point we feel like we need to do that, we could do that in another edification of this, but we want it to be as broad as possible to help as many people as possible and do it in a more significant way.
Well, I definitely want to just reiterate that I thank the chair and I thank both of you for creating a tailored program, because what we're trying to do is really meet the needs of our county. So I think what you've articulated bodes well, because we are trying to really make sure that we're providing these grants to individuals who really, businesses that really need it, that is unique to Union County. So thank you for that update and that feedback. I appreciate it.
Terrific. Okay, anybody else have any questions? I don't see any hands raised, but that doesn't mean there's not out there. Okay. All right, perfect. So I will then ask for a motion to approve 2020-491.
So moved.
It's
Second.
moved by Freeholder Granados. Who seconded? Freeholder
Second.
Williams seconded. Freeholder Staten. I'm looking for mouths to move on my.
It was Staten, Freeholder Staten.
All right, Freeholder Staten for sure is the second. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Certainly, Chairman. Freeholder Garrettson.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad.
Aye.
Freeholder Staten.
Yes.
Freeholder Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chairman Estrada.
Yes.
And Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative for Reso 2020-491.
Good. This is a good day, and I appreciate all the freeholder support. This is going to help our small businesses, and we'll have another round of help on the way. And I'm looking forward to doing our part and helping out where we can. Is there anything else anybody else would like to bring up before we adjourn? Okay. All right. Well, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, and I'll see all of you in 2 weeks. So who's moving that?
So move.
Moved by
Second.
Fielder Williams, second by Fielder Hudak. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Good to see you.
Miss you guys.
All right.
All right.